I didn't know it was a tick, first of all.
Mm,
And so I was just very tired, very achy, and actually day by day it got worse that quick. So by the second week, the end of the second week, and I still didn't know that's what was wrong. I did go to my family doctor. He told me that I was depressed. I'm definitely not a depressed
okay.
person. Yeah, I was angry, and I was not
Yeah.
depressed. I'm like, something is wrong. And I felt like I was getting more and more like trapped inside my own body. Like I knew what I wanted
Mhm.
to do, but I couldn't do it. The brain fog, they call it, perfect description. I wouldn't even remember what I did or where I was going. I'd start going somewhere and couldn't even remember where I was heading.
Wow.
And so then girlfriend of mine who's a nephrologist, I called her because one morning I physically could not even get out of bed. I couldn't move my body. I wanted to, but I couldn't move.
Oh, wow.
And so she ran a bunch of blood tests and she found the Lyme. She sent me to a infectious disease doctor.
Sure.
He spent about 5 minutes with me maybe, and so
Oh,
they sent me directly to the hospital, and they put a PICC line in. I had that in for 6 weeks,
okay.
and at the end of the 6 weeks, I will say that I felt great, and I continued to feel good, but only for about maybe 2 or 3 months.
Also came back.
Oh, absolutely, and then
Mm,
I knew this time. I knew what the feelings were, the tired, the lethargic, and I kept telling people that, and nobody was listening again. And, actually my eye doctor
your eye
is
do your
I
friend
so
who's a
it did.
nephrologist, now the eye doctor. Okay.
Well, it affected my vision, and my eye doctor wasn't
Sure.
listening, and I
Yeah.
said, "I'm telling you, something has affected my vision literally overnight." So, I went to my husband's eye doctor. Her niece has Lyme, and so she totally understood Lyme.
Okay.
And she told me, "Are you looking in the Minnesota area for a doctor?" And I said, "No, why would I look there? I live in Ohio." She said, "Lyme is
Yeah.
so prevalent, the best doctors seem to be in that area." And actually, it was her that suggested you
Oh,
after doing
fun.
a lot of research on the internet.
Yeah.
And that's how I found you. And so, looking at your website and talking to you and then making an appointment. And obviously, it was
Okay.
certainly worth a trip to Minnesota.
Yeah. And then how long did it take until we started? So how long had you been kind of going through the process of this before I met you?
Probably a year, close to
It'd
a
been a
year.
year.
Yeah, because August is when I first started feeling horrible, and I think I came to see you in June, the following June.
Yeah, I wish infectious disease did a better job with Lyme. I really feel like they should be the front runners for this, and they're right now still not, right? Right now, still not for
Yeah,
chronic. And like I said, there's not a lot of recognition that this is coming from Lyme. That's still a huge barrier. And you're gonna have to be your own advocate, and you certainly were because you were like, I could feel it and I know it. Um, it's like I said, you kind of had some success and also some failure. It's like, well, it kind of worked, but it came back. And so your story was interesting as I went through it and was like, man, they were so close and it could have worked, but it
right.
didn't.
Nope. And you
And
know
then,
that feeling. I mean, I
yeah,
don't know how other people, but so I've heard from other people, and it's the same.
yeah. How long did it take for you, um, to kind of feel better and feel different?
I started feeling different, I would say about 3 weeks.
It was
And then,
fast. So it was really
yeah.
fast.
Now I also went on no processed foods, and I really, really, really cut down on sugar. But that was my
Hmm.
choice, and I still feel that was, the right thing to do too, and I'm still trying to do that. But
Hmm.
at
Hmm.
6 weeks, I felt 6 to 8 weeks, I felt 100% better, and I cannot
Better.
believe the difference. And I did not come into this being a believer. I mean, I'll say it, but I had tried everything else, and I
Yeah.
thought something else, something's wrong here. Somebody's missing something, or
Yeah.
and your blood tests were different. Everything was different with you, and
Yeah.
I absolutely feel. Now I'm seriously 1,000,000% better.
That's the funnest part, is when people feel well and go back to, doing their life and living their life. It said it happened in about 2 months, which is fast. It's faster than I generally, talk about and do. But we had a problem with you. You had felt good before, and we were worried it was going to come back, because it did come back on you.
Yes.
Before. So, we adjusted some of our protocol to try to go, okay, well, what can we do to be proactive so that this doesn't come back? So how long's it been now? Because we started last summer.
September, October, November. So we're going on the 7th month. Just starting the 7th month.
Yeah.
And honestly, I mean, I'm back to exercising, not as hard as I used to, but I'm getting there. I mean, I'm also 2 years older than when this all started.
It's crazy. It's been 2 years start to finish. From when this all started to now, it's been 2 years.
Yes. Yeah.
Is there anything else in closing you want to share with anyone who's sick or struggling?
Well, I mean, if they're searching you out, I'm hoping that they already read about it, because like I said, I honestly did not come into this a believer. I mean, I told you, and I will tell you, but it absolutely works. I mean, I'm proof, and I know other people that have done it. A few days of doxycycline is not going to do it.
It's for many people, it's not enough.
I mean, I had a PICC line in 6 weeks, and
which is even more aggressive than is generally recommended, and worked temporarily, but came back. And we talk all about how, the doxy is best against that initial phase, but it kind of goes into a dormant phase, and it tends to come back. That's what I see more with antibiotics. When we do things more naturally and do more immune boosting in there, we get so much less of it coming back when we put that part of the protocol in.
I think too, just not waiting so long to get diagnosed, I think, was probably one of the biggest problems. I mean, no, I did not know I got bit by. If I knew, I would have said I got bit by a tick.
But half the people don't know it, right? You're in that, half the people we see they didn't pull the tick off, right? They don't remember the actual tick bite. Sure. Well, I'm glad you're doing well. I'm glad you're doing better. And thank you so much for
thank you.
Story.
Thank you for helping me.
Okay.
All right. Bye.
Thanks, Holly.
Bye.